you have to be prepared for the element of surprise. That's what I tell clients all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to have delays. There's going to be times that you're invited to social gatherings. You know, how do you turn these things down and just be in the present and give yourself a reward or a pat on the back for things that are going okay, as opposed to focusing on the things that aren't? Try to slow things down. Food and vitamins and minerals are much more efficiently absorbed when you're present in the moment and you're slowing down and you're being grateful for the food that's in front of you. They've actually done studies and showed some people that were distracted, they wolfed down their food, they were 60% less likely to absorb the nutrients. They actually did blood tests on them to test this. So it goes without saying that you've got to be kind of present in the moment, celebrate your wins, and just applaud yourself every now and again that you are actually doing something to make change. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chris Gethin podcast, live and direct from Tulum, from the Kebab Cafe, right next door to Jungle Gym over here.
And right below a spider web here and a spider web there.
We're in the jungle, baby. You're gonna die. Right. Anyway, so we are in Tulum, as I mentioned. We've been here for the past week. I don't know if anybody's been following the YouTube, but we purchased a place here several years ago. We've visited Tulum several times, absolutely love the vibration here. We know quite a few people that have moved here, and we decided, you know what, let's see if we can spend more time here. So we purchased a place off the plan several years ago. It's finally finished, 13, 14 months late. So we've been spending the time here trying to get internet connection. Haven't done that yet.
Nope.
Trying to get moved in, meet up with contractors. It's been quite the task, but we're getting there bit by bit. And we're going to be back again. It is January now. We'll be back again in April because we will be hosting our retreat here with Jeff Daubeny, who's next door training someone at the moment, Sean Wells, and Joe Campbell.
Yeah.
And everybody's wives, including you, might get an invite. So, that's going to be a phenomenal experience. First weekend of April, we're going to be doing cenotes. We're going to have educational seminars. We're going to have workouts here in Jungle Gym, ice baths, sound baths, you name it. We'll be doing it, and we'll be having a real good time. We're going to make sure that it's fun at the same time. So, yeah, we'll try to find some fun. Depends how much sleep I can get, really, because if I don't get sleep, I'm going to be an arsehole. The idea is that we will spend some more time of our year here, working from here, of course. We work pretty much 7 days a week, so it's hard for us to get a day off, but having a different kind of environment, a different vibration, different weather pattern when it's really, really cold in Boise, I think it'll be good for us to kind of recharge a little bit and be in a little bit more of a spiritual setting.
Yeah.
As opposed to the setting that we've got. I love Boise, I love Idaho, I love the mountains, but this is completely different. Our place is like 10 minutes from the ocean, depending if you're driving. If you're driving, it'll take longer than actually biking. And, we've got the beaches there, and we've just got this spiritual setting, that hopefully participate a little bit more in the meditative qualities that this place has, the yoga, the sound baths, just the spirituality of the place to try to grow my hair back more than anything.
I just think it's like a fresh perspective, if anything, it just gives you new things to talk about. You meet new people. The people here seem to be very friendly and very open to kind of interacting and engaging. And coincidentally, there's also a really huge fitness community here already, which is really badass. I'm really excited to definitely share some more time, spend some more time here.
Yeah, the funny thing is, a lot of the people that we know here are from the fitness community. The fitness community is very, very tight. We got introduced to some people the other day from Jeff as well, and it just seems like such a cool, tight-knit group. I don't know if you class Tulum as a city, but it definitely has like a town feel. You keep bumping into the same people all the time. But we know Tavi and Yanita from the fitness industry. They moved in from the Netherlands. We know Michelle and Jean-Jacques.
And Joan.
And Joan. And I worked with Michelle in 2011 in India. So that's where we met. And then she moved back to Canada and then moved here, and she owns Jungle Strength. We know Katie and Ali, who own Jungle Gym right here in the Pueblo and down on the beach. Katie's from Wales. She was our power of attorney here with the property. And then Ali's from Scotland. We were doing some contrast therapy behind us the other night with them. Phenomenal people. One person we haven't bumped into since we've been back here is Nick Evans, again from Wales. I worked with him when I was living in LA. We were both contributing to publications. We both contributed to Muscle Mag. Yeah, Muscle Mag. He was sponsored by Muscle Tech and all that sort of stuff. So it's really cool to have all these people, kind of these expats, move here and us now being part of that social pipeline, because we got a social butterfly on my left here, which is Sunshine. Me, I'm a little bit more of a recluse. So I feel that this is a good place to vibe with some different people that have different values, and you can kind of learn from each other, but really participate in the health community here. There's so many gyms here. We've got the jungle gyms, obviously, there's several gyms in town. You've got the outdoor environment to stay active in. Loads of people running around here. There's places to run. And then you have the spirituality. And the food is good.
Yeah.
The food is really, really, really nice. You can get your organic produce. And I just feel that this is a place that is really good to invest in your health span, your longevity, getting plenty of sun, vitamin D, earthing on the beach, etc. So I think this is a kind of a good move. We get the mountains, we get the mountain biking, we get the snowboarding, the camping in Wales, and then we have everything else that I just mentioned here. So it's a good balance.
I think you mean in Idaho.
What did I say?
Wales.
Wales. Yeah, forget Wales. You just have rain there. You do have mountains, but it's just rain.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I meant Boise, Idaho. Yeah, I just love that contrast of like the sawtooths to what you have here in the beach. Like, given January at the moment, it is packed here with people just partying.
Yeah.
Like, there are so many international DJs. David Guetta was here a couple of days ago. Fatboy Slim, that I know from the UK, was here the day before that. And there's just parties every single night. Not that we can really hear them, because our place is like in a jungle about 10 minutes from here. But I could hear them when I went on a balcony this morning from the beach.
Yeah.
You could hear, and that was like 7 o'clock this morning. Parties still hitting it hard. So, of course, if you're into the party culture, great. Come here in January. If not, come here in any other time. But there's still parties on at the hotels.
Yeah.
We've stayed here several times, and like the hotels can be really expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive. So for us to now have a property where we can lay our head and call home is pretty badass, And I think for just for a split second there, or a split day, we were like, God, this place really isn't that big. You always want more. There's always that yearning for something more, and you're never really fully grateful and content with what you have. Because we were in Cancun, we're shopping for a dining table because we're like, how come we didn't get a dining table and dining chairs? Then when Sunshine brought up the plan, it's like, we don't have room for that. It's either a living area, we can have a sofa, or a dining area. Can't have both. So, at that particular time, it's like, oh man, it's kind of small. And we look at the people that had a property next to us that is a lot bigger than ours. It's like, oh, I kind of want that. And it's like, whoa. Hold on, that person that, 20 years ago will die knowing that you've got something like this. You've got properties in the US and properties here. But, that's the one thing that I did learn from doing the Vipassana, the 10-day silent retreat, is be grateful for everything that you have, for your breath, for the sight and sound, your senses, basically. And everything else is materialistic. Yes, it can bring joy and happiness, but not if you're always in that state of comparison. Like a lot of people do online. They see someone with a great physique, a nice car, and they're like, now all of a sudden they feel bad about themselves. And it's very easy for you to kind of get into that cycle. You see the neighbor's place and the size of their balcony and their pool. It's like, oh God. But but we worked hard for what we've got, and it's good to see that, all those sacrifices, the working the weekends, the sleepless nights and whatnot is actually paying off,
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of what this episode is about, is a confession in regards to, like, we have been very stressed actually in this process. Is that clear? Is that correct? Can I say that?
For sure,
about you?
100%.
Very stressed. And the biggest one is just in regards to like setting up our basic necessities, such as Wi-Fi, because we work remote. Obviously, you have clients you have to check in with every single day, and you hold yourself to a standard to be able to like reply instantly or reply very timely. And the fact that like we had to almost like be like, okay, we can't reply now because we're at the flat. We have to go to a coffee shop and reply. It's just like, that created a lot of stress.
Yeah, people would probably think, well, that's not too bad. You go to a coffee shop. But the thing is, we had to keep coming back to meet with someone, a contractor, someone from the building, the water heater people, just back and forth. And I like to be efficient. That's the one thing that makes me happy is my ability to be efficient.
Mm-hmm.
I love efficiency. But when other people are not punctual or efficient around you, then it throws another stone in that cog. For instance, as an example, someone was supposed to come round. We race back to meet them. 2 hours later, they still haven't shown up. And then we left because we had so much to do. And then they messaged 20 minutes later, said, oh, we're here. So it's just that inefficiency that is stressing me out a little bit because I have to be online. Yesterday, we tried to do a call from home because we had the Starlink in there, but it hasn't been mounted yet. And Sunshine tried it as a test run with her mum. Oh, it worked perfect. Great. Then we did the call and it just kept cutting out. And this is a meeting and I had a lot to say. Then we was like, okay, then I'm going to have to go out to the coffee shop for the next meeting, which was with Vitamin Shop, which was even more important. There was so much noise. The blender was going, the music was pumping and just people noise. So then I'd go outside and it was just truck after truck after truck going past. So I just kept my meeting on mute. And I hardly said anything during the meeting, and I had so much to say. So you may just think, oh my God, poor you. You're over-dramatizing everything. It was things that need to get done on the spot there and then that had been creating the problems more than anything, And of course, you have to be prepared for the elements of surprise. That's what I tell clients all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to have delays. There's going to be times that you're invited to social gatherings. How do you turn these things down and just be in the present and give yourself a reward or a pat on the back for things that are going okay as opposed to focusing on the things that aren't?
Yeah. And that was kind of the reminder we had to tell ourselves was that what we're experiencing is a good problem. And the problem is, second home in Tulum, Mexico, and now we're trying to get it fitted up so we can continue, with our lifestyle of work and pleasure and that kind of thing. And so right now it's like, okay, it's a good problem. It's a good problem. Like, this is a good problem. Not to say it's still not stressful, but it's just kind of the reminder of that, if you focus only on what's negative, you're never actually going to enjoy what you've worked for. And instead you almost need to pull back and be like, yeah, I don't have the Wi-Fi. Yeah, this call was horrible because it kept cutting in and out. However, we are making the steps we need to make, in order to be able to kind of have different places to sleep, different beds to sleep on, basically.
Yeah, with strange people.
No.
Strange beds, sorry. But, and the one thing that I think that we want to portray in this podcast is that don't just allow the negatives overwhelm you so now you destroy the positives of your experiences, your adventure. And, let's say if you're on a 12-month transformational challenge, for instance, and I kind of drill this into my one-on-one online clients all the time. Celebrate your wins, try to slow things down. As an example, when you're eating your meal, be sure that you are heightened to your senses of smell, of sight, of texture, of taste. Be appreciative of how many hands that food went through to be harvested, to get onto your plate. So you're going to be much more satisfied. There's a lot of studies, and I read some of them to you the other day, that food and vitamins and minerals are much more efficiently absorbed when you're present in the moment and you're slowing down and you're being grateful for the food that's in front of you. They've actually done studies and showed some people that were distracted, they wolfed down their food, they were 60% less likely to absorb the nutrients. They actually did blood tests on them to test this. So it goes without saying that you've got to be kind of present in the moment. and just, celebrate your wins and just applaud yourself every now and again that you are actually doing something to make change. Even though it may be just a thought, the application will come from that thought. So you just constantly have to think positive, positive, positive. But our nature is to focus on the negative. Like, you think about the haters. The haters are the most vocal. The people that support you may not be as vocal, but they're there. They're there. But, me, for instance, going online, maybe I'm going to focus a little bit more on the haters, because to me, that is much louder than some of the support, So you have to catch yourself and go, whoa, 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 no, 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 no. It's good that you actually have haters. It means you are drawing attention, maybe for the right or wrong reasons, whatever it may be. I can't make that judgment call on people and what they should and shouldn't think or decide. But what I can do is focus on what I'm doing and feel very lucky to be in this position that I am right now, because I think, for instance, when I started my first gym in end of 2002, like for a year and a half there, I was living in the gym, just in a small room. I had like a little oven in there, had the mattress on the floor, because that's what it took just to try to get that business to work. I had to do whatever I could to scrape together to purchase the place, but now I have to run the place. And, starting our first business I'd owned, that was brick and mortar, was a difficult process, and at the time, like, maybe I shouldn't have bought this gym, but you keep going through it. And if, would I do that again in order to have a stepping stone as success? Yes, the reason being, not from the monetary aspect, is what you learn. You learn, okay, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices here. You're not going to live on your terms for a little while. You're going to be opening that gym up at 6 o'clock in the morning and closing at 8 o'clock at night. And that's going to be a long day. So it'd probably be best to actually live there as well, and then you go through all this, quote unquote, if you want to call it hardship. Wasn't really hardship, but at the time it's like, fuck it. If you stay consistent to the cause and you have the right purpose and passion of what you're trying to achieve, yeah, you're going to meander, yeah, you're going to crash and burn. But if you keep moving forward with the positive attributes of the thought, you will get to where you want to go. Like, people may look at, for instance, someone's physique or my physique and say, oh, that's all steroids, that's all that bullshit. It's like, yeah, I became an overnight sensation basically from 30 years of hard work in the gym and diet and early nights and all that sort of stuff. And it's the same thing. It can take a long time. Some people, like myself, a lot longer than other people because I'm not as smart. And that's fine. But maybe with the consistency and work ethic that you can allow yourself to collectively kind of be a success.
Yeah, and I'm, as you're saying that, I'm taking that in. It's like, yeah, this process of setting up our place here is kind of that work. And I know that, like, maybe in the future when everything's running smoothly, the Wi-Fi is going and we have hot water all the time, I just hope to remind them, like, well, no, don't forget, like, this didn't come easy. It wasn't like as if we just paid the money and switch. Everything was perfect. It's like, we are actually, like, I've been dirty for like days just because I'm just like scrubbing stuff and cleaning and moving things and we're schlepping, and it's like we're actually putting a lot of work into this so that we can enjoy it, so that our family can enjoy it, so like our friends can enjoy it. So it's like almost like what we're doing is like not just a gift for us, but it's like a gift for the people in our lives as well.
Yeah.
That we hope to share with, because this is a really special place. And it's something where I think about how we both had that feeling when we first came here. We're like, yes, this is awesome. Like we almost felt like we found a community of people who kind of think very similar to us in regards to like health and wellness and just lifestyle, the spiritual aspects of it too. Like a lot of times people, look at a city and they're just like, oh, what's the cost of living? What's this? But it's like here, people are like, how are the vibrations?
Yeah.
Like, what is
how do people interact with each other?
How are you taking care of the planet? And there's a lot of stuff that obviously needs to be done. No, there's no place that's perfect, but to find a place like this in some part of the world and feel a connection to it, and then not only that, be able to act on that and like make it happen, to like put a little flag in the land, is a really cool feeling.
Yeah, and this is one of the main reasons why we wanted to put on a retreat here, because it is the perfect hub for anything fitness related, bodybuilding related, spirituality, health span, absolutely everything. We've got great connections, like for instance with Dee, who does the meditation and yoga and sound baths. And then obviously we've got Jeff and we got Aman Salah, where we'll be staying, and
Beach.
yeah, right on the beach. And it's just a phenomenal setting for people to kind of open their arms, especially if they come from a corporate world or they come from the city life. And it isn't all about biohacking and technology. It's like, if you're coming from the city now, and maybe, as we was discussing the other day, you're like from Silicon Valley, you don't need a red light. You don't need EMF. You don't need a HBOT or anything like that. Let's open you up to the spirituality of this now, where you are so much more open-minded. You're going to clear all the cobwebs out of your brain, your body, basically. That is keeping you anxious. That's keeping your cortisol levels higher, and that's possibly leading to heart disease. I don't know. But this is the perfect environment where you can kind of detox absolutely everything. And I'm not just talking about nourishment, I'm talking about mental detoxification, I think these retreats are very, very valuable. So after discussing this with obviously Sean Wells, Jay Campbell, that we were here with last year, Jeff, that this is the perfect place with the perfect people to put this together. Biohacking is kind of fragmented. So when we have people from the fitness community and the biohacking community come together to put on a retreat like this in Tulum, how much more special can you get? Am I selling this? I sound like I'm selling this.
You are. But I just want to add a little more coal to the fire on that, because it's like one of the things that, I feel like fortunate is that I am obviously with you, but also because that
you could stop there, mic drop.
But just the other people that obviously are within our environment, our atmosphere, our universe, they're all so smart. And the fact that we're able to bring them all here, talking about peptide optimization, talking about supplementation, talking about performance, talking about
loss, testosterone,
business.
Business.
That's the other part too, is that everybody that's here, it's also a really good business person. And then also I'm really excited to be talking with the ladies. For example, there's some women here that I'm like, you're how old? What? 50? Shredded, look, banging. And I'm not even just talking about the looks, but, obviously when you see somebody's external frame, you can get a pretty good idea of what they're doing. If they're taking care of themselves, if they're not taking care of themselves, what they're eating, everything. You kind of get an idea. And so to see some of the women that are coming there, so fine-tuned, I'm like, I want that. What is that recipe? Because it's I just want to keep getting better and better and better and better. And I feel like we're too tied down to what society tells us age looks like. Society says, oh, when you're 50, retirement. You're during the AARP or whatever, get your free box for your car or whatever they send you. But it's you have definitely defied that. I don't know how many people look at you and they're like, what? They really feel like you're fucking with them. You're 50 years old? No way. Nobody.
They think you're my sugar mama.
They think I'm his age. Because they think he's in his 30s. But, so it's one of those things where it's obviously the people like you and the people like Jeff and Sean and Jay and their partners, they're all doing something right. And the fact that, you're able to come here and get that customized, personalized guidance is huge. Is absolutely huge.
For instance, if people want to show up with their blood work, any test, we will analyze it for them and kind of break it down. And luckily, there's going to be people at the retreat hosting it with me that are much smarter than me, that can really dial it in. But we all have our strengths. We all have our qualities. Like you said, Jay, he's phenomenal when it comes to peptides and testosterone optimization. Yeah. He wrote the book, The Testosterone Bible. And then Sean, as we know, is known as the world's greatest formulator, biochemist. So much knowledge coming out of that guy. It's crazy. And then Jeff, full-on contrast therapy specialist. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Spending time with him, it's wow, this guy is an extreme athlete and an extreme businessman, international businessman, But he's chosen this place to live, reside, have businesses here as well. But, it's a great bunch of people that I can't wait to learn from myself.
Oh, I know. I'm just actually, I hope, don't sign up anymore. Let's just all come and we will basically just hang out. So, we don't need any more signups. You're good. But honestly, if you do want to sign up, the link is in the show notes. We would love to have you, and we're keeping the group very small. That's one thing to keep, to know. We don't want this to be like insane amount of people, because we want that personalized approach. We want to have like family style dinners. We want basically people to leave being like, wow, okay, I know exactly what I need to do here. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try that. And then not only that, it's not like you leave and then it's like, we'll never talk to you again. It will be community forming, where if you need help in the future, there's people you can rely on to kind of like bounce ideas off of or connect with. It's really fantastic.
And the people that have signed up so far, some of them are my clients, some of them are friends from the industry, some of them Jeff's clients, for instance. A real good bunch of people. So we just hope everybody gets connected here and remains connected following. And one thing that I just wanted to mention as well, the Almond Sala, which is right on the beach, that is where everybody's going to be staying. We'll be hosting some events there as well. It is beautiful. So cool. It's so beautiful. Right on the beach. You can hear the ocean, you can see the ocean. And, that's what they specialize in as well. Retreats with healthy food. And they have a center for meditation, for yoga, etc. And massage, everything.
Well, and I think that's kind of the biggest thing, like, that people miss out on when, they're going about their day to day. And it's not even you have to live in a big city, but maybe you just live in a town that's like not really near a natural body of water, or, you don't have enough time to go up to the mountains and recharge, or a forest or something like that. When you come here, you're able to really feel how special this place is and really kind of go away feeling like, wow, I needed that. Like that's kind of the impression I always, get leaving here. It's like, I needed that. That was a moment I needed, my soul needed. And it's like, we all operate on a spectrum of vibration. And it's like, here is one of those places I feel that like really just tunes in with me.
Yeah, it does have that positive vibration. Like towards the end of the year, I got injured again. And I just did it for the sympathy vote. Get my little cowbell. Pass me the remote, babe. Snowboarding again, another snowboarding accident. And it's funny, a lot of people said, again, you got to stop snowboarding. And then for a couple of days, I was like,
maybe I should.
Maybe I should. But now 2 weeks has passed. I'm like, fuck that. I'm going back out again. I enjoy it too much. But the one thing that I noticed, not long after I did the surgery, we had to go to Carolina to do some filming. Then went to Cancun to pick up some furniture and stuff like that. And I was getting a little bit down on myself. I had to keep catching myself because I did feel a bit depressed. I did feel frustrated. I did feel inadequate. But then I don't know if it's to do with the vibe here in Tulum. And of course, I was doing my physio as well and taking peptides, BPC, GHK, thiamine alpha 4, and like the stem regen, all the stuff. But I just started feeling better. I started getting a little bit more mobility in my shoulder, working out up here, obviously, as well, just kind of forcing the motion in. But I think the positivity that you invite from a place like this is very healing. So I'll contribute some of it to the Tulum vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think it's also the fact that I made you drive because I forgot my driver's license. That was probably part of your rehab.
That was difficult. Especially when I was going to like car parks. You had to get the ticket out.
Yeah.
And I could only use my right arm. I couldn't pick up my left.
I know. I show up at the car rental and they're like, okay, I need to see your driver's license. Look through my purse. I'm like,
You'd left it in a snowboard outfit.
Left it in my snowboard outfit. So anyway.
Gutted.
Thankfully you brought yours. We'd be screwed.
Yeah. So let me just check the time because you do have your
Spanish lesson coming up.
At what time?
1 o'clock.
Okay, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, she's got a Spanish lesson. Then she's doing with Katie, who owns Jungle Gym, and then a yoga class. I'm gonna do a little bit of work and work out, and then we got to go back to the place to meet with another contractor.
Yeah. So I have an announcement to make.
Oh.
I know.
Pregnant?
No, thank God. I'm not in that space for that. No. The announcement is I want you to know, in case you don't know, if you're listening out there or watching this, Chris is no longer with Kaged Muscle. And he hasn't been.
Oh my God, for
he
years.
Has not been for
a couple of
years now. Yeah. New company called Unmatched Sups. And I know we think it's so obvious to us, but we keep hearing, oh my God.
Just yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not with Kaged anymore. I'm
Kaged
like,
anymore.
are you kidding me? I had it pinned to the top
I
of my
know.
socials for like a year.
But-
we did podcasts, we did newsletters, we did everything.
We're trying to cover our bases, but it seems like we still have a lot of work to do to scrub, that from the record. Not to say we're going to forget about it. That was a time in history. Of course, it's there and grateful for it. But the reality is it's not anymore. So no, it's not a products we recommend at all. There's no association with it anymore. Company is Unmatched Sups, and we hope you'll go try it out. There's absolutely no sucralose in any of these products.
Lactose-free protein, grass-fed protein from UK cows, third-party tested, manufactured in a GM NSF certified facility.
Yep.
Yeah, the list goes on.
So
I know Red 40.
Yeah, and so we're aware there's not a lot of, some people go on and off social media, maybe they take a break or something like that. Maybe you didn't see his post. So I think, for, moving forward, probably for this year, we're going to just continue to remind people no longer with them, new company, and really excited about this company and where it's going to go.
Yeah.
You can find it in Vitamin Shop. So all across Vitamin Shop, you're going to find Unmatched. It's obviously sold online, and it's in other retailers as well, but Vitamin Shop for sure.
It's in UK, it's in India, it's in the UAE, it's spreading fast. And we got some great products about to come out this year as well that we've been working on for the last year. We got a Shred AM and PM fat burner. We got a phenomenal Jack Stack testosterone booster. We're working on a collagen creamer, a fermented glutamine. What else did we have in the works? Dileucine will be coming out, paraxanthine commodity with L-tyrosine in it as well. Yeah, we got a lot coming out, and a lot that we've been working on. Working on a fiber supplement at the moment, a GLP as well. So
and there's something, there's like, for example, we have a product, Immuno IgG, and it's an immunoglobulin.
Yeah.
I keep saying immunoglobulin, but it's immunoglobulin. And one of the things I learned just recently from traveling, because obviously when you travel, you kind of open up yourself up to new bacteria, possibly new parasites, and you constantly have to be watching out for that. And one of the things I learned about traveling is that you want to be actually supplementing with the immunoglobulins because they help absorb bacteria, foreign bacteria, and excrete it out. And I was like, oh my God, Immuno IgG. Ding, 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 ding. Started adding that to my pre-workout and or my Electro Shred. So it's, really, really good products. And I had no idea why he even brought Immuno IgG out when he did. And now I'm like, thank God he did. You were thinking ahead.
Yeah, well, I think it's just an underrated ingredient because everybody goes for colostrum. Everybody knows colostrum. I took colostrum.
Yeah.
It's absolutely fine. But Immuno IgG is a concentrated form of the immunoglobulins, about double the amount of what you'll find in colostrum, and it's dairy-free. So, of course, if you want a more concentrated dose, and as we know, the brain and gut axis is interconnected. So you want a healthy brain, have a healthy gut microbiome that can obviously, build up your immune system as well. Because if you're traveling different time zones or in a different area, or if you're training hard, you are compromising your immune system. You're exposed to pathogens.
Well, and so Immuno IgG is not just for people who travel, but it's a great use case if you are traveling. Obviously, you can take it every single day. So that's a big announcement there. And I guess the other thing I wanted to say is because I take so obviously one of the things you offer is online coaching, and one of the things I do is I vet. I'm one of the people who vets the potential clients for that want to train with
you. Them. Pour them. Why do you want to train with Chris?
Yeah. Why are you calling? What do you need? And why? And why do you want to work with him? No, but one of the questions I get asked a lot is like, well, I live in Australia. I live in India. I live in Dubai. I live here. I live there. How can Chris actually help me since he lives in the US? And I'm like, he's up early. He's up early, number one, but number two, he's always on top of his messaging. And I think that was something where it's like, seeing you here, how hard you work to just make sure that you responded to your clients in a timely manner. I'm like, I wish I can just show that to people when they're asking that question. Like, basically they're wondering, is there going to be a delay in the communication? Is it going to take days for him to get back to me? And the answer is absolutely not. I've had coaches like that, and it sucks to be like, hello, I asked you a question that needed an answer 2 days ago because I don't know, should I have this or have that or whatever. You are on top of your messaging that I'm so impressed.
Well, I feel like I'm always on top of the client, asking them for more information. So as an example, I'm not going to name him, but yesterday I messaged like 3 things. And the other thing was like, is your strength increasing? Because we've increased his calories there. And he hadn't responded to that message twice.
Uh-oh.
You know, and that does my head. And I'm like, always answer every single one of my questions if I send them. So I'm the one that's always following up. And if anything, it's probably me waiting longer for them to respond. But that's only because I have anxiety. I have this anxiety that I never want to be the failure. I never want to be the bottleneck. I never want to be the one that people blame, ever. Because I think maybe there's a lot of that from childhood, being in school, being frustrated, feel that I'm not enough. So now I try to overcompensate, I think, with just being responsible, being punctual, being efficient.
Yeah.
And if you're investing a lot of money, then I want to make sure you get your money's worth. You know, I'll message your clients like, you're fucking paying good money here.
Yeah.
Don't waste it. Don't waste it. You signed up with the best intentions. Let's make sure that those intentions continue. But as you mentioned about, we got clients all around the world.
All around.
It doesn't matter if you're online, you know, like a lot of people say like, oh, I need a personal trainer. Well, I've never had someone with me. A lot of the top bodybuilders that everybody knows and loves never had a training partner or a trainer with them. So you can do it. You just need to be shown how to do it and what to do. And of course, I take videos to ensure that I can give feedback on the form, making sure that they are training failure, because 99% of the people who are convinced that they do don't, you know. So I think, and a lot of it isn't so much a magic pill, a magic diet. It's that constant accountability and that constant me being on you all the time. So you're not thinking about falling off track, you know. I think that's where it comes from. And that's not just me. I'm sure every coach does it to a certain extent.
Yeah, and we use an app called Trainerize, a software called Trainerize, to put in everybody's workout so that you can track your workout. You have exercise demonstrations. It's a really, really good system. We actually did a lot of research before we finally decided to go in with Trainerize, because it's very, very detailed, and you can put in a lot of stuff there. And so, you know, you're going to have help, whether you have an exercise demonstration from Trainerize, or whether you record yourself and then send that video in to Chris so that he can say, yeah, you're doing it right, or, oh, you need to adjust your elbows, which always seems to be the case, something with the elbow. You know, you're going to have that help, and you're going to be able to do it whether you're first time training in your 60s, whether you're new, whether you're young, doesn't matter. You're going to have that support. And I encourage you to apply if you're interested in working with him one-on-one. You may be on the phone with me, asking you why you want to do this, and if you're sure you want to do this, because if you're not, then you can go work with somebody else.
Yeah.
If you're not sure you want to train with him, you can go work with somebody else. But
application only.
Yeah.
Can't take on everybody. But anyway, you better get to your Spanish lesson. I better get over to the gym. You focus on your strengths and I'll focus on mine. All right, well, thank you ever so much for joining us. Hope to see some of you at the retreat here in April. Send me a direct message. And until next week, we are out.
Sí, espero que nos vemos aquí.